Hello and welcome to TBHGames. My name is betarho, and today we have a little bit of SMITE. This is kind of my guide for using Ra in a lane, especially, I'll kind of make a caveat right here, especially against a bad team in a short game. If you want to know my buy guides and all of that, I have that in the description. And right off the bat here is my only death in the entire match. Their Ra and Artemis, for whatever reason, was very aggressive early game, kind of overextended, and my only intention here was to farm minions, but I saw that their Ra was kind of moving up a little too far, so I went for what I thought was going to be an easy kill right there, but I don't finish him off. His Artemis gets me from behind, and I die with a potion ready to go, which is the worst way you can die. My first kill here, though, is pretty hilarious. Amir and I kind of harassed the same right lane that we had been, and a super injured Artemis decides to try to harass me all the way back to my tower, for whatever reason, even though I have my ult ready. So, you know, I'm retreating here, and then I just kind of spin around because I'm seeing arrows come at me, and what you doing? Now you're dead. So there's that. And then I kept this in here, even though there's not a kill, just to kind of highlight one of the reasons that Ra is really good in lane. First of all, there's that attack, which takes out a lot of people, but then my minions are coming in, so I throw up what's called, what is it called? Solar Blessing, and that's a buff to anybody on your team, including minions. And it really made that Artemis push all the way back because she can't do anything. My next kill is on that Artemis, which, again, for some reason, really overextended. Probably lost track of her health, I'm not sure, but easy kill. And then you have something which you don't usually want to see. Basically, their entire team stomping down the lane towards me and our Artemis. But I'm able to kind of, you know, backtrack a little here, and as it went the entire game, they were really over-aggressive, and I'm able to pick up 2 assists throughout this entire process. Throwing up again, Solar Blessing to get some well-needed buffs on my team. And just a bit later, I see our Artemis kind of being chased through the jungle, and I throw down a Solar Blessing, partially to damage the enemy that was chasing her, but mainly because of how it's designed. I know we're going to run right through it, so it's a little bit of a buff as we go through. I actually get the kill with an auto attack right at the end, so, you know, I'll take it. Here again, you know, I see a team fight starting mid lane, I jungle over and actually miss my ult, but if you can see through all this clutter, I get a nice hit with my Celestial Beam, and cast my Solar Blessing right in the middle of it all, healing myself and the team and damaging the enemy. I can talk, resulting in that double kill, which, again, I'll take. I really promise I was laning this game, but there were so many opportunities given up by this kind of not that great enemy team, so I hopped over and get some kills and assists. So here I actually get a hit with my ult, and then I whiff with my Solar Beam, but I place a Solar Blessing pretty well and get a kill. I actually retreat right here, but then I turn and see those left on the team aren't backing off for whatever reason, so I've got no reason not to extend and kind of pick off Amir, which I do. And their Artemis, though, coming up here, I'll get Amir here in a second, I think with just a beam? I don't think I have an ult. No, I don't have an ult ready. So there's that, but the Artemis does get away even though she's basically at no health. Right here, I get good contact with my ult. Right, you can actually ult, or any of Ra's attacks straight through ice walls, but I get damage. I do only pick up the assist, but, you know, it was a team fight that I came in late anyway. I'm sure those guys did the groundwork. So here, I kind of retreat, and I'm going back to my lane, and for whatever reason, just watch this. Their Amir is doing this weird strategy where I guess he thought his best plan of action, I obviously can't get around the ice walls, just to run straight into our towers. Not necessarily sure what his thinking was. I would have waited for the ice wall to come down. You're probably going to die either way, but at least you're not running into towers. So, you know, pick up that. And then I get a pretty good beam on Artemis coming up here who's retreating. I mean, this is not what that Artemis wants to see, is our entire team stomping behind her. I was trying to time it so I would get the last hit, but as you can see right there, ooh, very close, but get the assist. And we do end up taking out that Phoenix. And this brings us to the end game, where you can see a little bit of what a high-level Ra's farm ability is kind of like. I'm actually able to get 2 kills here. Here's one right here, where it's the definition of being fed. They literally just walk directly into my attacks. Fantastic. Why not? Once we get this Phoenix down here in a little bit, you'll see that when we go in there, I put down a Solar Blessing as kind of a makeshift heal station, which I can't stress enough. If you play Ra, this might be, overall, your most important role in the entire game. Think of him as like a medic or a field nurse or whatever you want to call it. And then once you get through this, all we do is just kind of end up whittling down the Minotaur. I get an ult, a beam, I think 2 beams, another Solar Blessing. Just take them down. That's all it is. And I'll take this time here at the end of the video to mention that one of the winners of the giveaway, I'm really trying on this pronunciation, Konokuto, something around there, was very gracious and actually sent me back 2 beta codes, because once you get into the beta, you get more beta codes. And I've already sent them to the next 2 people that were in the list. And, you know, that person brought up a fantastic suggestion that, you know, let's keep this kind of Hydra thing going. If you get a code, feel free to either go back to that giveaway video and give it to someone who made a comment, or I don't know if there's going to be people commenting in this video and they're going to want a code. But, you know, if you get a code, feel free to give one back. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, my items are in the description. And with that, I will say thank you and goodbye.